Okay, we're back. We've got our front wall framed and sheathed. We've got the back wall of our house framed. So now we got to do these two side walls. These walls are not bearing walls because we've got a simple gable roof on this house, and our rafters run this way. So because they run in this direction, all the load from the roof comes down and bears on these two walls. If we were a hip roof, these would also be bearing walls because the other rafters would come down this way and bear on this wall. So technically these two walls don't need a header, but to simplify framing, rather than having little tiny cripples over top, you can put in a header there. I think I'm going to frame mine without a header, so you're going to see little cripple studs above the window openings here. These walls are basically the same except for one window. Window number 1 over here in the kitchen, which would actually be this way, the way I'm holding the way I have the floor. So window number 1 in the kitchen, if you look at the window schedule, the rough opening dimension is 3 3/4 on the height for window number 1. That's because this area would be a kitchen and there would be cabinets along this wall. So this window right here, the sill height would have to be higher. So other than that, these walls are basically identical. So I'm going to do a cut list right now and come up with all the pieces I need, all the rough sills, headers, jacks, kings, all that stuff. And I'm going to write them down, cut them all first, and then assemble both these walls at the same time. Alright, so I've got my cut list right here. The only real difference between wall number 1 and wall number 2 is the two different window sill heights. So if you look here, window 1 cripples are 1 inch longer than window 2 cripples. So I'm going to cut all these now and then get ready to assemble. Alright, so I got all my pieces cut: 4 plates, 8 jacks, rough sills, headers, cripples, and top cripples. And then here's all my studs right here. So I'm just going to start laying these out. I'm going to do them one at a time. I'm going to lay them out and then assemble them, and then we'll let them dry. And once all these 4 walls are done, we're going to be able to put these together. We're going to kind of have a shape of a house, and we'll do our interior partitions. So that's this wall framed. Got to let the glue set up. Also make sure you check it for a rack to make sure nothing's racked. Now we'll move on to the next one. Okay, and that's the next wall framed. So I'm going to let these dry. I'm going to come back and sheathe one of them. And then once everything's all dry, we'll be able to put all 4 walls together.